Hey, what is up everybody? Chris Souders, SlungerCat Outdoors. In today's video, I'll be sharing what I consider to be the ultimate catfishing boat with you guys after using it for 2 years. So let's jump right into today's video. We'll be talking about the Sea Arc Protege. You guys know I fished out of this thing for 2 years now, a little over 2 years. Absolutely love it. And this is, I'm getting ready to go fishing a small lake here where I'm at, but I wanted to show you exactly as I'm going fishing, how much room, why I like it, and everything that goes along with it. So we're gonna start right here on the front. Now I did have to make some changes. I had a Trova trolling motor. As you can see, that's an Altera. So I had to switch from, I wore the Trova out. It was a 112. All they had was the Altera. Not a big fan of the Altera, but it is super nice. I mean, it deploys and stows by itself. There's so many options on it as far as mapping goes and trails, and the spot lock on it is phenomenal, but it does freeze up on the stow and deploy sometimes. Nothing major, but sometimes on guide trips that does get frustrating. So that is one change I did make to it, was switching from the Trova to the Altera. That's all they had at the time, so I had to kind of take it. So you guys know that I'm a solid anchor guy. 100%, I love to anchor fish. But with technology raising and how well technology has gotten over the years, trolling motors are phenomenal at being able to keep you spot locked. So now my front anchor locker is nothing more than that. It is an anchor locker. I don't carry the anchor buoy with me no more. I've got 300 foot of rope in there with a good anchor. That anchor is actually from like Bass Pro or Cabela's. Richet Anchors, I think is the name of it. I'm not for sure. But I've got my docking buoys. I've got my throwables up here. There's a lot of room in here. You can see I've got my live scope box. Actually, it's an active target box. And that's the battery and power supply for my live scope. So coming on back, we've got the second storage area. And you can see I've got some docking ropes, some tackle. Over here I've got some sinkers and some other odd and end stuff. Floats in there. I'll be dragging baits tonight, so need to throw some dragging weights in there, but you can see I got plenty of storage. I usually keep cast nets, throw nets, bait nets, stuff like that in there. Now you guys can see I have nothing on the front deck, and this is exactly the way I will be fishing it tonight, okay? Wide open. I am meticulous about keeping things clean, neat, and just decluttered, okay? So I've got something, you guys used to know that I had a 8-rod vertical rod holder right there that was from Fat Fish Designs. Loved it, it was great. But look at these right here. Look at this. Now this come from a guy named Wes Mann. He owns Spread 'em planer boards. But Wes is a super good guy, military man, all that along with it. But he made me a set of vertical rod holders, and I'll jump down and get another look at those. But they mount right there in the track system of the Sea Arc Protege. Okay, and I've got 4 on each side. Now, to me, anytime I can use wasted space, I absolutely love it. And it's not really wasted, but it was just not utilized space. So in between the bar, the grab rail, and the super strong aluminum windshield console, you can see I've got it mounted right there in the track system. That's all aluminum, got it powder coated black to match the boat, holds 4 on each side, and like I said, just super strong. This walk-through windshield, to me, is an absolutely awesome feature, whether you fish in the winter, the summer, the weather, no matter what. If you have a storm blow in and you need to get out of the weather, you can close the windshield, tuck him behind the windshield itself, and go on down the body of water and kind of keep yourself from getting beat with the rain or the cold, the wind, whatever it might be. On the console, I've got the Humminbird 9-inch. Now that's just a Helix 9 on this side. And then I've got a Lowrance Live HDS 12 here. Now that I use that same sonar for the active target on the front when I'm trying to catch bait, but also on the console for regular fishing as well. And I have the One Boat Network hookup with my Humminbird and my Minn Kota. So it makes it super easy whenever I'm wanting to drag or drift. I can just tell the sonar where I want to go, tell the trolling motor the speed I want to go to that direction, and all I have to do is fish. One of the big things that I've always liked about the Protege is having storage underneath the consoles. And if you haven't went and watched the first initial video that I done with this boat 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I bought these two boxes, okay, and I'll pull them out here in just a second. But these two boxes are completely dry. They're a Plano style box. I got one with all my tackle and one with lights and camera stuff in it that I also use for somebody that's a passenger that wants to keep their stuff dry. Those two boxes have stood the test of time and have not broke. I step on them, I use them as seats. I have clients in the boat that use them as seats and step on them. Like if I need somebody to help as a step from here to here, then I'll put one of those there and they can step on it and step up to the front deck. Now, if you see the little half moon piece down there, it says Extreme. I got a square box there whenever I fish the river or go on Tennessee or the James, and I put all my big sinkers in that little storage tray, and that little half moon thing holds it against the front deck so that it doesn't slide back and forth. Over on the passenger side, we've got coolers, and here is, so I've got two coolers. I've got a bag with 3 life jackets in it, and these coolers are from Walmart. Once again, another product that I bought thinking it wouldn't last, but it has lasted over 2 years. I use one for drinks and the other one for snacks. They both fit underneath the console, nice and neat, out of the way. You can see, look back through here, I've got a little bit closer there. That is rod sock material that I bought off Amazon, okay? And it hides all my wiring. Well, it not really hides it, but it protects it. And I don't know about you guys, but I like to kind of color match things. So this is right here by far probably one of my favorite features of this boat, okay? Hands down, this console holds so much. And here's a little tip for you guys. If you're looking for something to use on your trolling motor, this is Pledge. It works great. Buy it at the dollar store, super cheap, and it's lemon scented in case you want to smell good while you're out there on the water. Let's get back to it. This console, you can see all the way back there in the back. I've got a first aid kit. I've got all of my guide information, insurance information, fire extinguishers, dry box. I've got, let's see, two wearable life jackets, self-inflators, my boga grips, some hand cleaners. I mean, you name it, it's in there. I even got the Pledge. All I needed was a kitchen sink. This is a 20-foot boat. It's 94-inch beam, 72-inch bottom, 26-inch side, 15-degree hull, and I take it on the James River. I take it on Tennessee River, Willer, Mississippi, Gunnersville. But the big thing with me is I do a lot of backwater fishing, a lot of shallow water fishing. So I can get into 1.5 feet of water, 2 foot of water, and feel confident and feel fine as well. So anything in between. A lot of people will fish one body of water and they'll buy a boat for that body of water, which makes it tough to be able to go to other bodies of water and fish successfully, or be able to fish the way that they need to fish. And this Protege allows me to fish a lot of different bodies of water, whether it be big water, skinny water, or anything in between, and feel the confidence to put 3 people in this boat, have the room to put 3 people in this boat, and also put a 100-pound fish in this boat. Still running the Catfish cutting board. Absolutely love that. If you're looking for a board that is, it's an absolutely great board, nonetheless. You can see it's got some good wear and tear on it, but it comes clean, which I like. You guys can tell this boat has been used. It's been used for 2.5 years, but it is clean. What I like about this is I can pull that pin right there, pull that completely out, put it in the live well, and it's out of the way. Still running the Monster T-bars, adjustable T-bars. Still as strong as the day I got them. I did powder coat them just to keep them a little bit tougher, a little bit cleaner. I am working on a project. This is another product from Spread 'em Planer Boards. These are blue lights that I've got to finish wiring up. That's a project coming in the future for nighttime. The Protege comes with a standard 80-gallon live well, insulated lid. It's got a fill, recirculate. It's got lights in it as well. It's got an oxygenator. We've had this thing stuffed with fish from the Mississippi, the Tennessee River, the Ohio River, and it works phenomenal. Now the Protege is standard with a 200, not standard with a 200, max 200. I get about 47 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour out of this boat with that Suzuki 200 on it, just depending on the day, the temperature, current, things like that. Now back here, this is kind of what I call the business end. We got a lot of stuff packed in a small area. So I'm gonna start over here. We've got 3 100 amp hour 12-volt lithium piano power batteries right there. Now I switched to lithiums a few years ago, and once again, between that technology and the technology of spot lock, it has become a no-brainer to me to just continue to do spot lock or dragging or drifting using my trolling motor 99% of the time. With that being said, I've got 4 drift socks, different sizes, right here. So those are all my drift socks, nice and neat, bagged up in bags. Here I've got this is another 100 amp hour 12-volt lithium piano power battery. I've got a 400 watt power inverter, and I've got the charger all strapped to it together. Now the reason I've done this, that allows me to take that little battery pack out and use it for somebody else's boat, or if I want to fish off the bank, I can run lights, power equipment, things like that. But it also allows me to run a small blower or fan during the summer months while I'm on guide trips. I can take that battery, 100 amp hour battery, and run a Harbor Freight blower, small blower, for 10 solid hours with that 100 amp hour battery. So I can help, if I got older clients or people that don't like the heat, I can put my blower up here on the back deck and have a nice breeze all day. Right there behind that battery, I've got my tool bag. Just necessity tools, screwdrivers, some wrenches you always use, things like that. Here's another 100 foot of anchor rope, and you can see another anchor that is seldom used. But I always have 2 in here in case the trolling motor goes down and I need to anchor up in a lake somewhere. Over here we got just a Deca Marine battery. This battery is solely for my motor cranking battery. I have nothing else on this battery at all. I do that so that it gives me a little bit of securance that if something happens, I can always start my big motor. That is 100% just for the big motor. Then I have another 100 amp hour Pro Guide lithium, and that runs my sonars and my dash. You guys can see that. If you keep things organized from the beginning, whenever you're doing wiring, take the time to do it right, take the time to do it neat, and a lot of times when you do that, you won't have as many issues, and it's easier when you do have an issue to find it and fix it and get back to doing whatever you need to do. So, got the pods on my boat. Absolutely would highly recommend it. Like I said, this is a 20-foot boat. You can see how much room I've had as we was walking through. You know, a lot of room up there. I fish 3 people out of it. Whenever we go to the Tennessee River or the Mississippi River, we will bump 3 people side by side right there out the back of it with no issues. 72-inch bottom, 94-inch beam, all aluminum, 15-degree hull. Now mine, I've got the tandem axle trailer. During flathead season or whenever I need live bait, I'll have a 20-gallon, 23-gallon bait tank, extreme bait tank that goes right here. And then I power that off of one of my batteries that was in the back. The Altera, this is a 112. For you guys that watch me, you know that I got the Mississippi. If you got a 20-foot boat and you're gonna fish heavy current, you're gonna bump, drift, drag, I definitely recommend going with a 112. And I also recommend going with a 200 on this boat. Now, these boats also, and this is something you guys need to take advantage of, is this track system. As we've went through this whole, walkthrough video, you guys have seen I've got different stuff mounted in my track system. Everything is up out of the floor. Everything has a place. Everything has a purpose. There you go, Sea Arc Protege. Like I said, I've been running this boat now for 2.5 years and absolutely love it. Once again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you go over and you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on that notification bell, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the water. God bless.